Hi, we're here with Mr. Walder, our third grade math teacher. Mr. Walder, what made you want to pursue a career in education?
Well, I always wanted to grow up and be a coach. Played sports all my life, so I wanted to coach, and I knew I had to be a teacher in order to actually be a coach for what I wanted to do.
Tell us how an individual that first inspired you to become a teacher leader.
It was actually a coach that was my mentor throughout middle school and high school that inspired me to want to come into education and give back.
How do you motivate your students to be great mathematicians?
But I try to keep it as simple as possible because a lot of kids are afraid of math. So I try to make it as simple as possible, make them as comfortable as possible, and let them win daily while also struggling to grow in the area of math.
What are your hobbies and other professional ventures?
I love to dance, I love to do graphic designing, I love to just relax.
We hear you playing music every morning. How does the music set the tone for your students?
I love to give my kids something to relax them. So daily we have different type of genres that we listen through, and I just like to expose them to various music to just give them something that they can relate to and some new stuff that they can get used to.
We hear that you're a die-hard Dallas Cowboys fan. What does the team need to do to be successful next year, being that the Eagles are now the toast of the NFC East?
We need to cut Des Bryant, save some money, and go out and get some people that are hungry and ready to win.
What is your main goal for your students this school year?
For them all to be able to leave third grade, being able to add, subtract, multiply, and divide at a high level.
What does support from your school administration look like to you?
Just basically, they give me the autonomy and freedom to do what I need to do. If I have any questions, need anything, we have a wonderful team. Instructional coaches, math instructional coach, Miss Eilers. She's always there for me, giving me different ideas. Mr. Johnson giving me different ideas. But I think the biggest thing that I've really never really had was the autonomy to just do what I felt I need to do based on my students.
And finally, before we end this interview, could you show us maybe one or two key strategies that your students really use and have been game changers for your students this year?
Gotcha. All right, so we're in the process of learning this strategy as we speak. And for third graders, a lot of third graders are used to dividing like this. Say we had 27 divided by 9. And now in second and third grade, we're taught about groups. And so with the groups we have, they would make nine groups of 27. That could be very long and very tiresome because they could do this. And it will come up and they will put, all type of dots and this and all this stuff. And that could become long and take a long time. However, I teach my kids the box method. And it's similar to what they do in multiplication, but it's just for division. So basically, the box method is simply this. They will still take 27 divided by 9, but now instead of drawing all those circles and all those dots, they would just simply draw their box. Take 27, which is your dividend, and drop 9, which is your divisor, and go through your steps, which is divide, multiply, subtract, bring over. Now they're going to ask themselves the question, can 9 go into 2? We know that 9 can't go into 2, so they put a 0 there, and then they check off. They know their next step is multiplication. We only multiply the outside numbers. So they're going to multiply 9 times 0, which gives them 0. Then they check off. Then they're going to subtract. We only subtract the boxes. So now they know 2 minus 0 is 2. And they check off. And if there's anything down there left over, we bring it over. And they check off. And they do the same thing again. They ask themselves, can 9 go into 27? They say yes. They know their factors, so they will count up 9, 18, 27. It goes 3 times. And they check off. Then they're going to multiply 9 times 3, which gives them 27. And they check off. Then they subtract 27 minus 27, which is 0. And check off. And there's nothing there to bring over, so we just check off, and our answer will be 3. Now this helps with bigger numbers, but We start out with numbers that are pretty much equal and smaller, so they can get the routine of how it works. But when they get up to bigger numbers, this really helps, and it also helps in the higher grades as well.
All right, we appreciate you taking the time for us today.
Thank you.